also, Rhys, we can see at the weight a distinct height advantage for Rhys.
Yep, Rob does tend to have this in a lot of his matches. He tends to be the smaller fighter. It doesn't seem to faze him normally, but he is up against Rhys Evans, which is a stiff test.
And Rhys unbeaten, as you said, is a stiff test in 2, but I can see immediately what you said about Rob. He's used to getting inside, he does it quickly, bobbing and weaving to try and get that single leg. He knew exactly where he wanted to be.
Yeah, but recently I saw Rob Bennet in a victory where he took his opponent down and put him into a ground game that his opponent couldn't get out of. I'm not sure he'll have the same thing with Rhys Evans here, being as he's from the Matt Academy.
That's right, Rhys doing a good job.
Look how calm he is.
Yeah. Dogged attempts here from Rob Bennet, and you wonder when Rob will decide that maybe to readjust and a different tactic.
Yeah, and he very much is a not a one-trick pony, but he's got a one style. And there you saw Rhys look for the little judo toss there. That's very much a Matt Academy thing, and I've seen him land that in fights before now. He's also got Lou Long in his corner, a black belt in judo himself, and a very high-level MMA competitor.
Well, as you said, at the moment, Rhys Evans very calm, very composed, and Rob, like a dog after a bone, isn't he?
Yeah, and this is what he does. Rob Bennet will do this for the entire fight, and Rhys has got to find a solution to it. I feel like Rhys is in quite a good position to find a solution, being as he's got that judo background where he may be able to hit a hip toss somewhere along the line and end up in sort of a nice side control in top position.
Well, you wonder now, I mean, as I said, Rob was initially going for the single leg. Now again, the setup was for the double leg, obviously. I was just about to say, where's he going to go from here? The 2 shots were purely for the double leg.
Yeah, and that is his style. He is becoming, he is known for doing that. Rhys is not going to be as easy as his last opponent to keep down. Although he needs to watch out for a Kimura, but I don't think there's a huge amount of danger from that position, unless he had some very, very strong grip.
But it's still a very good position for Rob. He's worked his way there well, to be honest, hasn't he?
Yeah, and Rhys is struggling now with the cage a little bit. Big explosion for Rhys, and he's up.
As you said, explosive.
Rhys needs to get away from the cage now. I think he just needs to get himself away, because Rob is going to shoot in like he does.
And although they were both trading punches, it didn't seem Rhys's strong point to me.
No, and I think, being as our esteemed commentary partner this evening is Brett Johns, it seems a very Brett Johns sort of style that he's got, where it is going to grind you, he is going to wrestle you, and you've got to find a solution to his problem.
He's given up his back though to Rob Bennet here early in this round, really.
That's right, and Rhys really needs to just focus on defending the neck and try not to get choked out here. The referee has shown though that he won't let the athletes take a lot of damage, so he doesn't need to end up in mount.
Well, as Brett said earlier, it's amateur, they're still learning their trade. A lot of them got to go to work Monday.
That's absolutely right.
For me, that was the exclamation mark for Rob Bennet in that round. We said he was like a dog after a bone, and to be fair, he did succeed. Rhys, as you mentioned, his strengths, but they were all used in defensive mode. We've seen that he's given up his back to the cage early. Let's see if he can stop that here.
What I'd really like to see is Rhys circling, staying at distance, keeping at range, and just circling more than going straight back like he is.
As you say that, Rob bobs and weaves, very Mike Tyson style look, coming in to be where he wants to. Throws the shots because you know what he wants. But this is better defensively from Rhys with his boxing. But again, you knew exactly what Rob was going to go for, and he sets it up so well with that bobbing and weaving boxing style.
Yeah, and now he's got Rhys down again, and I think Rhys just needs to focus entirely on getting up.
Well, we saw the explosive power from him last time to get back up.
And this time he hasn't got the cage there, and it's almost like he goads the mount to get the sweep.
Yeah, the reversal. It's an instant transition from, I knew what he meant, the reversal. It's an instant, as soon as he feels it, right, over he goes. But I find he's just ending up in this position too long. And although he did well, the judges are seeing this second takedown already early in round 2.
And the takedown counts, he's holding him down for a few seconds. It's not as if Rhys is able to pop up straight away. So he just needs that explosion again, but that's going to get more and more difficult as the fight goes on. I know that Rhys has got a lot of technique, but he is starting to sort of fatigue a little bit here. And I can hear his corner shouting instructions to him, very concise instructions, and he's struggling.
Now this happened in round 1 as well, but it's early in round 2. He went to explode out and transition, but got caught again and in a bad position.
He managed to stop Rob getting the hooks there, and now he's going for the Kimura grip. And he went for a judo throw there, but just missed out slightly. And now Rob is working his grinding game.
Yes, working the side of the head. Got to watch the back of the head there, Rob.
So we need Rhys now. His corner are imploring him to get up, and he's just
he runs
struggling.
the risk, though, Rhys, of giving up his back when he does, doesn't he? This is what he's wary of, isn't he? This is why Rhys is playing. It's a dangerous game for him here now with the position that Rob's got.
And I think Rob is just grinding, continually grinding. And I can hear Wayne in Rhys's corner telling him to get up. And he's forcing himself up now, using great heart to get back up for about the 4th or 5th time now.
At the risk of repeating myself, though, everything for Rhys in the opening 2 rounds has been in defensive mode, though. This has been the problem for him. And he is looking tired now.
And right now he needs to circle, get away from the cage. He knows what Rob's going to do, just get away.
Well, here's the risk he runs. Those punches are good. Although they've always been a setup, they're also landing now.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
For him.
Oh, and that one caught him really good. And that one did. And he needs to compose himself a little bit now and move.
So it's a catch-22 for him, because previously these punches from that rolling style, roll and throw, have been for the setup, but they've actually all landed cleanly. And for the first time with 10 seconds to go, Rhys goes for the takedown, and fatigue played a big part there.
And so at the end of the round there, it's another round for Rob Bennet, and I think Rhys, he needs to pick himself up here, and I'm sure his corner are going to give him a good stern word to G him up ready for this.
Well, you mentioned Rob Bennet stylistically, and you can see it. He's like, and I mean this in a positive way, he's like my dog. No matter how much I play with him, he always wants to play more, and he never gets tired, and he just keeps going.
Yeah.
You throw the ball, he brings it back. You throw the ball, he brings it back. Rob has given Rhys no option but to keep that pace up the whole time.
Yeah, and he looks absolutely at home grinding people out.
It's the way he closes the gap right at the beginning of the round. He rolls those shoulders, he comes in, here he comes again, rolling that head, upper body, moves, in come the hooks again.
It's almost seamless, and I really like how he does it, because he never looks out of sorts striking, but we know what he wants to do.
And this is the conundrum for Rhys. He knows what he wants to do as well. Now that's a good retort, that knee. He's tall, he's lean. That knee can do real damage if he times it right.
Oh, and he caught him well then, Rhys, but he needs to do more, and he needs to get away from the cage. This is Rob wants him there. Rob wants him against the cage so he can grind him to the floor.
That knee, that timing on the knee could be vital here in the 3rd. He needs to stop it. He needs to open Rhys. He needs to open Rob up, or as you said, stop him.
Is Rob starting to slow down a little bit there? I think he might be starting to slow down a little bit. And
it's one of 2 things, Rhys. He either fancies his chances stopping this with the punches, or he is slowing down. But there again, the fatigue factor's telling on Rhys as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And it's hard to be to be the grinder is hard, but to be ground by the grinder is even harder. So he's had to wear
and
up.
These shots are getting through again.
Oh,
there, that right hand you saw cleanly. So I think it's the latter. I think he feels he can stop Rhys. There you go. There's the proof. I had the feeling he thought he could stop it. It's the referee's saying, John's saying, that's a mixture of fatigue and the power from Rob.
And I've seen, as I've said a few times, I've seen Rob Bennet compete a few times, and it's nice to see him get a finish. He is a grinder, that is his style, but I can see he's been working on his hands because they're improving. Every time I commentate on one of his matches, they are improving.
Good finish in round 3 for him. Ladies and gentlemen, as always tonight, please, both your fighters in the cage. But we do have your winner by way of referee stoppage in 1:15 of the 3rd and final round. The red corner, Rob Bennet.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
How do you feel the fight went for you?
Went as I planned. I told him to dim and put a pace on him, and he couldn't. I felt him slow down in the 2nd round. I picked my shots and seen the opening first. Delighted with the knockout.
Where do you see yourself going from here next?
Well, I've had 6 MMA amateur fights this year, so same again next year, if not more, and professional.